Have you ever been peacefully asleep when suddenly your cat turns into a tiny furry rocket at 3 in the morning? One second, the house is silent. The next, there's pounding paws in the hallway, a blur flying off the couch, a sharp turn off the wall, and then your cat vanishes into the darkness like a ninja. If you've ever woken up thinking, "Why is my cat suddenly going insane at night?" you're definitely not alone. And here's the key thing to understand right away. Your cat isn't broken. They're not being spiteful, and this behavior isn't random. There are very real biological and psychological reasons behind these midnight zoomies. Once you understand them, your cat's nighttime chaos starts to make a lot more sense. So let's slow it down and unpack what's actually going on inside your cat's brain. First, we need to understand how cats are wired. Cats are what scientists call crepuscular animals. That simply means they're naturally most active during dawn and dusk, not midnight exactly, and not the middle of the day either. Those low-light hours are when their prey is most active in the wild. Small animals like mice, birds, and insects tend to move around when the light is dim and the world is quieter. Over thousands of years, cats evolved to be perfect hunters during those times. So even though your cat now lives indoors, sleeps on your furniture, and eats food from a bowl, their brain is still running ancient software. When evening comes and the house gets quiet, your cat's instincts switch on. From their perspective, the conditions are just right. Low light, less noise, fewer distractions. Their brain is basically saying, "This is the hunting window." That sudden sprint across the living room isn't meaningless. It's your cat acting out the same behaviors they would use to chase prey in the wild. They're practicing acceleration, sharp turns, jumping, and stopping on a dime. It may look like chaos to you, but to your cat, it's skill maintenance. The second big reason for midnight zoomies is much simpler. Your cat has a lot of stored energy. Indoor cats spend a huge portion of their day sleeping. 12 to 16 hours is normal, and some cats sleep even more than that. But sleeping doesn't burn energy, it preserves it. So while your cat has been napping all day, that energy has been quietly building up. Eventually, it needs an outlet. When your cat finally wakes up fully in the evening, all that stored energy releases at once. That's when you see hallway sprints, flying leaps on the furniture, sliding across floors, and sudden vertical jumps for no apparent reason. Think of it like a child who's been sitting still all day and finally gets outside for recess. It's not calm, it's explosive. There's actually a scientific name for these bursts. They're often called frenetic random activity periods, or fraps. That sounds complicated, but it just means short, intense bursts of energy. During a frap, cats may run at full speed, chase invisible targets, bounce off objects, or spin in circles. To humans, it looks ridiculous. To veterinarians and behaviorists, it's normal and healthy. These bursts help cats maintain muscle tone, coordination, reflexes, and cardiovascular health. So while it might feel like your cat has been possessed by chaos, their body is doing exactly what it's designed to do. Another major factor is how different nighttime feels to your cat. During the day, your home is usually busy. People moving around, doors opening, voices, footsteps, background noise. At night, all of that fades away. And for a cat with extremely sensitive senses, that quiet changes everything. Cats can hear higher frequency sounds than humans and can pinpoint tiny noises with incredible accuracy. A faint hum from an appliance, a pipe clicking, a curtain shifting slightly, an insect you didn't even notice. To you, the house feels empty and silent. To your cat, it's full of information. Their vision also works better in low light than yours. Small movements or shadows become fascinating targets. So while you're seeing darkness, your cat is experiencing opportunity. Sometimes midnight zoomies are also a sign of boredom. If a cat doesn't get enough stimulation during the day, they will find ways to entertain themselves. That includes play, exploration, climbing, and mental challenges. If those needs aren't met while you're awake, your cat may meet them while you're asleep. Younger cats and kittens are especially prone to this because their energy levels are naturally much higher. There's also a surprising detail many people don't realize. Cats can accidentally train their humans. If your cat runs wild at night and it leads to a reward, the behavior can stick. That reward might be food, attention, talking, chasing, or even just a dramatic reaction. From your cat's perspective, nighttime chaos just worked. One of the best ways to reduce disruptive zoomies is to work with your cat's instincts instead of fighting them. A simple evening routine can make a big difference. About 10 to 15 minutes before bedtime, engage your cat in active play. Use toys that mimic prey, like feather wands or moving toys. Let them chase, stalk, jump, and catch the toy a couple of times. Then offer a small meal. This mirrors a cat's natural biological pattern: hunt, eat, groom, and then sleep. For many cats, this routine helps them settle down for the night. It doesn't eliminate zoomies entirely, but it often shifts them earlier when you're still awake. So the next time your cat launches across the house at midnight like a tiny furry rocket, remember this: your cat isn't crazy. They aren't doing it to annoy you. They're following instincts that are thousands of years old. Inside every house cat lives a skilled, alert hunter that still responds to darkness, quiet, and stored energy. Those wild midnight zoomies are just that hunter stretching its legs. If you enjoyed learning how cats think and behave, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more fascinating pet psychology. And tell me in the comments, what's the wildest thing your cat has ever done during their midnight zoomies?